With the way the world is becoming and female nature getting worse day by day, it makes perfect sense for men to go mgtow and ignore women. The truth is the feminist movement ruined dating.
I mean, based on my best guesswork, which I brought with me, so you could follow my train of thought here with my data that I've laid out. Honestly, when you look at it like this, I mean, I don't even need to say anything. It's pretty obvious.
What do you want? I'm here to see the devil. Hey boss, we got a visitor here. Alright. Go on ahead.
Hey. You made it. So, how do you like it? Fixed it up myself. Our Lord of Darkness requires some more legitimate sources of income, so this was my idea. Speaking of alcohol, you'll never guess what stunk up my recommended feed the last couple of days. For God only knows what reason, I've been getting recommended some more pseudo-philosophical alpha male content. And wow, it's fucking bad. But coincidentally, perfect for me to make fun of. Sure, I'm known for ripping on the fandom menace a lot, but once you watch this video, you'll start to see how similar they really are. Anyway, without further ado, I was recommended a video called The Harsh Truth of Why Men Are Walking Away from Dating. Harsh truth in capital letters, of course. This is interesting. I never knew that men were walking away from dating. I know a lot of men who are dating right now and have been for many years. I get the sneaking suspicion that this guy might be full of shit. But hey, let's hear the man out. Maybe he has a point. But before I watch this video, I'm gonna guess what point he's going to make just based on the title and the name of the channel. He's going to either A, blame feminism for everything, and if he doesn't do that, he'll just blame women in general for men not wanting to date anymore. Those are just assumptions, but let's give him a chance, cause that's what I do around these parts. Full disclosure, the first 3 minutes of this video do not feature the main person of the channel. Instead, it's a TikTok of a dude giving some personal observations about dating. He's seen good and bad relationships because he was a bouncer and stuff, and his last line is about women shouldn't be afraid to approach men that they're interested in. It's very humble and genuine, but most importantly, it contains some pretty good advice from a pretty nice sounding guy. It got me worried a bit for a second, because I thought this video might have been a non-starter. However, this guy is not the owner of the channel. I'm interested in the opinions of the person owning this channel, so we're going to skip to around 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the video. Hold on to your asses, everyone. This is going to take a turn, to say the least.
I see nothing but men spitting truths. The truth is there's a new pattern emerging. A lot of men are simply quitting the dating market and refusing to date anymore. They don't want anything to do with women. In fact, men just don't want relationships anymore. And it's no surprise why. There's a ton of reasons for men to feel this way. With the way the world is becoming and female nature getting worse day by day, it makes perfect sense for men to go mgtow and ignore women.
Well, okay, that went downhill fast. Dear Lord of Darkness, give me strength. Just hearing him use the term female nature is already a massive red flag. The second red flag you may have missed, but if you listen close, he said, men are going mgtow. What the fuck does that mean? I'm glad you asked. Allow me to explain. MGTOW is an acronym. It stands for Men Going Their Own Way. This is a group I'm, unfortunately, very familiar with. I lurked around this community when I was a young college kid because, to make a long story short, I was in a bad mental state and I was looking for something, anything to make me feel better. Lo and behold, I stumble across these guys who talk about going their own way, not doing what society expects from them, and simply choosing not to date. It sounds okay on the surface, just a group of guys who want to make themselves better as people and pursue what makes them happy. If that's all it was, I'd have no issues whatsoever. But, of course, that's not all there is to it. The devil is in the details. See, the mgtow community has a strong overlap with incels, guys who think a lot like Elliot Rodger, but, just don't actually kill anybody, but instead choose to spend their lives in forums complaining about how women won't date them because they only like assholes, and how feminism is the reason women won't sleep with them, and equally stupid opinions. But that's not all. mgtow also has a strong overlap with the red pill community. The kind of guys who will tell you how women really think and how to sleep with multiple hot girls every day with these simple tips the doctors don't want you to know about. The kind of guys who talk about women like they're alien robots with a predictable pattern of behavior and less like actual human beings with thoughts, feelings, and desires. They talk about women the same way they talk about a first place medal. It's something to be obtained, something that is deserved if you utilize the right methods, and if you don't get what you want, it's everybody else's fault. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So what I'm getting at here is mgtow is filled to the brim with toxic pseudo-philosophical horseshit that's less about self-improvement and more about just dumping on the female sex and blaming them for everything wrong with society. An ideology that largely doesn't help anyone in the long run and only serves to make miserable men more miserable. I apologize for the big transgression, but I feel it's important you should know this to prepare for what's to come. Let's continue.
The truth is the feminist movement ruined dating. The first biggest factor is uncertainty.
Wow, he deadass just said it. I mean, what did I tell you? Just call me fucking Nostradamus. I called it. I mean, this statement is stupid for a lot of reasons, the biggest of which being that feminism is an ideology that has existed for, like 100+ years. So if it really was the reason why dating sucks now, then I guess dating has sucked for a long ass time. I seriously doubt that's the case. Also, you do realize that not all women are feminists, right? Do you think just because they're women, they must be feminists? Yeah, but some feminists hate men, I'm no doubt hearing in the comment section right now. Yeah, some feminists hate men. So what? There were black people in the civil rights movement who hated white people. Does that mean they all hate white people? No. So what's your point? You might be thinking, well, I'm sure he has some evidence for this statement, right? Funny you ask. I watched the rest of this video at this point, and no, this is the only time he ever mentions it. Like a bird taking a dump on your car and leaving, that's what he did with this argument. Never bothers to elaborate on this broad and overly generalized statement. How wonderful. Let's keep going regardless. Let's just pretend he didn't say that. That's more or less what he did.
The world has changed a lot over the past few decades. Traditionally, relationships were seen as women taking care of domestic responsibilities, while the man was responsible for providing safety and financial support. Now there's just too much uncertainty out there. Women are choosing careers and going to the workplace just because the world tells them to be strong and self-dependent. Most women don't have relationships in the traditional sense. Heck, most women don't even know what they do want. They trap the man in this never-ending cycle of guessing and uncertainty. The man is left trying to navigate through the relationship and figure out what he did wrong this time. Changing the biological roles also ruined the strength that came with the relationship. The world is trying to push humans towards a mode of existence that doesn't make sense biologically. They want their cake and eat it too.
Is anybody else creeped out by this language? Women only work because the world wanted them to? The world? Seriously? I'm pretty sure the world was telling them the opposite for the last several decades. Am I going crazy or something? Because I'm pretty sure that's bullshit. It's pretty dehumanizing to think that women are in the workplace, not because they wanted to be there, but because women were simply manipulated by the world, quote unquote, to do so. You aren't thinking of women like human beings who have thoughts, wants, and desires, much in the same way men do. It gets even worse when he's talking about changing the biological roles to things that don't make sense. A statement like that is a great indication that this guy has no clue what he's talking about. First of all, the biological roles have not changed at all. When I think the biological roles, I think of the man's sperm combining with the woman's egg to produce offspring. That, as far as we know now, will never ever change. Maybe you mean men are just stronger than women, but even that doesn't make sense either because, well, we don't wrestle saber-toothed tigers anymore. We don't need to kill just to stay alive anymore. Look, I'm really trying to be generous here, so I'll just assume that you misspoke and what you actually meant was gender roles. Even assuming that, this still doesn't make sense when you understand what gender is. Okay, if you want a more detailed understanding, then watch this video I'm providing in the cards right up here. But long story short, gender is the socially agreed upon idea of what is expected of men and women in a specific society. So knowing that, when you say changing it in a way that doesn't make sense, this ironically makes no sense as a statement. The only way it would is if you think women were born knowing how to wash dishes and clothes and wearing a dress instead of a suit and tie. You mentioned earlier in this video that women only worked because the world wanted them to, so clearly you think society has an effect on their action. So, begs the question, what makes your ideology make more sense than the other? You do realize this isn't the 50s anymore. Working class people can't afford to get by on one income anymore. It sounds more like society is changing to perhaps adapt to the new economic environment. If anything, this turn of events makes perfect sense. I'm really losing faith that this guy will make any good arguments at all. But I guess, let's just keep going for the sake of thoroughness.
They want equal division of work, so that the man can earn and help around in the house too. What they fail to mention is that men are usually the one doing the hardest, most demanding jobs, and all the woman is doing is an artsy-fartsy job where she clocks 4 hours and complains all the time. Then she comes home and refuses to cook for a man who just worked his soul off. This is leading to an uncertain mode of coexisting in a relationship that doesn't make sense. Every man out there right now has the same story. He goes on a date and initiates things. Things start to get serious, and so he goes out with her. But suddenly she starts crying about how he doesn't do enough for her and other men are doing this and that. Turns out all she's doing is watching TikToks all day on her phone and looking at men doing weird stuff for girls. Men who probably have all the time and money on their hands. Even more than that, Hollywood has sold girls a dream relationship that not many men can sustain.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
You. Okay, hold on. I got something to say. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a serious question. Are you fucking joking right now? Am I getting punked right now? No, seriously, am I getting punked? Ashton Kutcher. Where the fuck are you, Ashton? Come out here, Ashton, so I could beat your ass to a pulp for punking me in the year 2022. Where the fuck are you, Ashton Kutcher? Does anyone even know what I'm referencing? Ah, well. But this little segment kind of proves some of my suspicions about this guy. It kind of sounds to me like he's been in a shitty relationship once, but he didn't take getting dumped very well, so he decided that all women are whores and only care about money and fancy cars. I'm not sure how else to take this statement other than this is a guy who wants to extrapolate his shitty luck with dating into some kind of society-wide problem. Oh, these women. Oh, disgusting. Traditionally, women don't know what they want. They only worked because it was trendy. The lazy bitch didn't even make me a sandwich like a good woman should. I mean, come on. This gosh darned feminism of theirs has ruined the modern woman. When will society understand that women are incapable of forming their own opinions? Only men are capable of such things. Why? Well, Watson, it's because I said so. I mean, like, seriously, what the fuck is this video? What in the fresh hell am I listening to? This has to be a troll. There's no other explanation. This has to be a troll. No way this motherfucker is serious, right?
If the only advantage of a relationship is easy access to intimacy, then, man, that's not a good bargain at all. Because that gets old very quickly. The second biggest problem is that relationships just don't make men happy anymore. A man doesn't want to spend his time looking for the highest value girl and constantly working to keep her. A man would rather look for abundance and pleasure where it's easily found. Men aren't obsessing over finding the perfect partner like women. They move on and keep looking for options. A man who isn't willing to settle would talk to multiple women that want him back instead of chasing a hot woman who doesn't want him.
Right now. Oh no. He's actually serious. I'm at a loss for words. For real, man, I seriously have no idea what to say anymore. I have nothing to say to this other than... Okay, I really don't have anything else to say other than this guy, man baby, or whatever the fuck his name was, this guy just has no clue what a relationship is. He seems to think that a relationship is nothing more than having a fuck buddy for the purpose of procreation, and there's only one right way that you have to do it, otherwise society won't function. I mean, this is just simply wrong. Relationships are a mutual partnership between two consenting adults who have decided independently that they have similar goals in life, and life would be better if they worked together. Women are not the only ones who should be getting emotional support. Men need it just as much, if not more. It's a team effort. Men are not these invincible giants who don't have feelings. Men need somebody who's willing to care about how they feel. They need somebody to vent to just as much as women do. Why? Not because it's written in some ancient scroll of infallible gender dynamics. It's because men and women are human beings who at their core want to live a fulfilling life. It's not only proven scientifically, but it's also easily observable that men in relationships are much happier than those who aren't. If you aren't happy with the person you're with, take initiative and leave them. Find a partner that cares about you on a deeper level instead of sitting back and blaming society. Women aren't the problem. Men aren't the problem. It's nobody's fault. Stop treating people like monoliths. Every single human being on this planet is different. Stop looking for something to blame. Instead, adapt to the world around you. You have no choice. You don't have a choice in this matter. You can't change the world. If you're not happy, take it upon yourself to figure out what makes you happy and do that instead. Blaming women or feminism for all your problems is doing nothing but making you harbor resentment for other people who otherwise did nothing to you.
But the problem is all modern women have their egos in the sky. All of them seem to think they're extremely hot model level women who were sent to Earth as a gift from God.
Alright, I've had enough of this crap. That's pretty much the whole video. He doesn't say anything of note beyond that. He just repeats everything he's already said. But man, that last statement is simply amazing. The sheer lack of self-awareness is what's killing me here. I imagine when he says that, he's snobbishly turning his nose to the sky and shaking his head disapprovingly. All you women and your massive egos up in the sky. Oh, such a disgrace to the dating world. Oh, you want to talk about ego, do you? Let's recap some of the statements in this very video. Women only want to work because the world told them to. Men just aren't happy in relationships anymore. Women expect you to share the chores when all they do is some artsy-fartsy job. Oh, and who could forget? In the traditional sense, women do not know what they want. I don't know about you, but I think these statements can only come from a very egotistical person who's just upset that the world doesn't function the way they want it to. Also, don't people like you often argue that women are less rational than men? Well, this video is definitely evidence against that idea, because all I heard was feelings, 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 wah, wah, wah. Women aren't servants to their men anymore, and that's why society sucks now. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, hey, nice feelings, bro. Where's your facts? Now give me some facts. I don't see any facts in this video, Mr. Super Smart and Rational Alpha Male. I don't care about your emotion-driven whining. Where's your facts? Shit, how many likes does this video have? There's no way these people are fine with the 18,000 likes. 18,000 likes. You gotta be fucking shitting concrete bricks. How in the toucan Sam fuck did this garbage get 18,000 likes? How? How the fuck? I have nothing to say to that. I really don't. I got nothing. Jesus Christ. I guess I'll just wrap up by saying this. It's no surprise that the harsh truth, quote unquote, turned out to be a total load of crap. So allow me to give you the actual truth. Why are men not dating anymore? Well, they are, and they always will. The simple reason is because men are human beings, as are women. And what do human beings want more than anything in this life? To be happy. How do they do that? The best way is to leave a legacy on this world. They want to know that their actions led to something impactful on the community around them. Human beings are naturally very social creatures. We don't tend to survive well on our own, so we seek comfort in other people. No matter who you are, you will face hardship, and you require somebody you can trust. Someone who can understand you and be there for you when you need it. And you will need it. There's no question about that. The biggest problem with the kind of mindset here is that they oversimplify men and women in order to make them fit in this tiny, narrow box. Men are strong. Women need to be taken care of. Men being emotional is bad. Women are the emotional ones. Men need to make the money. Women need to take care of the children because that's what being a woman is. This kind of thinking is not only dehumanizing to women, it's equally as dehumanizing to men. These are stereotypes enforced by society. These are not hard facts. Never have been. As human beings, you need to both be on the same page. You need to decide together what is best for your future, because that is what a relationship is. If you're making decisions to satisfy the stereotype, that's akin to forcing a square into a circular hole. You need to decide together what makes you happy. And if the paths diverge, then you either work something out or you let them go. It's as simple as that. I don't know everything, but I do know that chasing this simplistic fantasy will never make you happy. These alpha male red pillars are right about one thing though. Men need help. That is absolutely true. My issue is that your help isn't helping. I'm Karina McDaniels, world's greatest Sigma male, signing out. I love you all. Sorry that this is so different from my usual content, but I couldn't let this one go. I'm passionate about this stuff if you couldn't already tell. Wish you all the best. Have a good one, y'all. Later.